Coach, obviously dominant day for Petty in the post. Tennessee Tech a little bit smaller, so you guys could run through her. But what can you kind of speak to her performance, her consistency today?
You know, I was so proud of Ajae for her to have 33 points, 15 rebounds. But I love that she's selfless right now. I walked into the locker room and I mentioned her name. You know, I was going to go down the list, and she goes, "What about Cassidy Rowe, Coach? She took 3 charges." So right now it doesn't matter who gets the credit, but super proud of her. She's put a lot of hard work in. And yes, they were smaller, but she still found a way to score even when they double teamed her. So that's big growth for her.
Coach, even though you guys were the bigger team size-wise, they did give you a nice little battle on the boards. Talk about trials and tribulations of being able to go against them on the boards.
You know, I thought their guards started really crashing in the second half, and we have to do a better job of finding a body defensively. We need 5 people on the boards, find the body and box out. I thought a couple times we got caught leaking out trying to run, but I said, guys, you can't run without the basketball, so we got to do a better job of boxing out there.
Did you have a chance to watch any film on Tennessee Tech before this game? And did you anticipate they would be that tenacious on the boards?
Yes, I watch film before every game. That is mandatory. That's a requirement. I don't know any head coach that goes into a game without watching film, so that's mandatory. But we knew they were going to be tough. They're well coached by Coach Roseman. I've known her since college. They execute well. They're hungry for a win, just like we are. So it was going to be a battle, and we knew that. One of the things I talked to our players about is coming off such a high with Boston College. Now, do we have the maturity to come back and refocus and reset? And we did.
17 turnovers for you guys today. Sometimes it was, crashing into each other, whatever. Is it a miscommunication issue, or?
I like how you put that, crashing into each other. Yes, we were falling over each other. I don't know what that is. But you know what, I talked to them. We would like to, our goal was 12 or less turnovers. I talked to them about aggressive turnovers. If we're driving the ball, we're turning it over, because how we play, we can't be afraid to turn the ball over, but there's a fine line. I thought we threw some passes over the top that we could have kept it and flowed into the offense. So we got to be better there. 17 turnovers is too many, and we'll go back to the drawing board there.
Coach, you talk about refocusing. There was a bit of a tough stretch coming out of halftime. You had 4 turnovers, no buckets. How did you adjust and kind of get the team back together in that timeout?
Well, in our timeout, we talked about, make the easy play, but I wasn't worried about our offense. I was worried about we weren't settling in defensively, getting stops. We weren't switching like we were supposed to be switching. Petty got caught behind, and they turned and made an easy score. So just refocus, and we cannot rest defensively. So we had to generate some points from our defense, but we need to fly around. And so when we did that, we got defensive stops. When we didn't, they made us pay for it, and they scored. And also, just keep the ball moving offensively. I thought it started sticking too long, which can cause turnovers as well as we're just looking at the post.
Was that a product of their zone defense?
Say it again.
Was that a product because of their zone defense?
Well, I think we were looking for Petty, but you still have to keep the ball moving. So you might have to throw it to the top, let her duck in, reverse it, let her flash instead of just staring her down in one spot.
What about Cassidy Rowe? She took 3 charges.
So proud of Cassidy Rowe. 3 charges, and we needed every one of them. I got out there, I was like, what is it? And she was like, I can't feel anything right now, Coach. I was like, well, just lay here for a minute. But that is a testament to her toughness. She's willing to lay it on the line for this team. That's part of her role. She started today, was solid 6 assists today, so that was big. So we talked to her about being a grow-up moment, and I thought she grew up in this game.
And Emma King, along those lines, is doing whatever she needs to do for you guys. So playing the floor, rebounding. Just talk about her effort today.
5th-year senior. I told her, I expect you to step up. You are our glue piece. She knows exactly what I'm looking for. She's able to settle us in on the court. She understands the offense. She understands the defense. But more importantly, she's producing right now. 14 points today and 7 rebounds. So that's what a 5th-year senior needs to be able to do for you, but super proud of her. She's always put in the work, so it's good to see her hard work pay off.
Coach, we saw Janae Walker get some more minutes than she was used to today. What type of role is she going to play going forward?
Well, we're gonna need Janae. She's a big body post. She's gonna have to come in and sub for Ajae Petty to give us some rest. Obviously, she's a freshman and there's a learning curve. But what we talked to her about is selling out defensively, trying to get rebounds. If you can turn and score, turn and score. But really trying to keep her focused on the defensive end so she doesn't think too much offensively. And so she'll continue to learn and grow, and we're gonna need her to.
Coach Emma King just mentioned that it was so loud in here today for these games that she had trouble hearing you guys during a timeout. What do you think of the environment in a place like this, and how do you feel about it?
Yeah, listen, Transylvania has been awesome to us. We are honored to play here, and that they're giving us their home gym to allow it to be ours. It does get really loud in the timeouts between the fans screaming, the band playing. So I feel like I'm screaming all the time and they're just looking. So now I just take my pen and write it on the board so that we can get it or move the pieces. But that's a great problem to have. We would rather have a great atmosphere with our fans in the house. I think we feed off their energy.
Coach, can we get your perspective on what happened late in the fourth there? Sanaya falls, and then the results in both Petty and King taking free throws.
Yes, I'm not for sure exactly what happened. I talked to a coach, I turned around and they were laying on the floor. But it's part of basketball. I like the toughness of our team. Obviously, they're trying to battle to win. You're going to have those type of plays. It's basketball. It's going to be physical. I'm glad we made 3 or 4 free throws out of it, so we'll take it.
Kyra, 8 games in, what's the identity of your team?
I think we're still, working on that. But like I've always said, we have to lay our hat on the defensive end. We have to fly around. We have to sell out. We just have to play so hard. We're talented, but not talented enough not to play hard. So we have to sell out every game, and we have to play together. It doesn't matter who gets the credit. And then transition offense, we got to rebound and run, or steal the ball and run, and that's the identity of our team, and we have to be tough.
We'll get started when you're ready.
Petty, monster game today. What did your guards do to set you up for success?
My guards did a great job at just looking for me. Going in, I was just talking to my guards, and we just talked about, hey, it's Mouse in the house, so just let me go to work. I think Cass did a great job at trying to look for me. I think Sanaya did a great job. Naya, she always does a great job. Emma right here, she playing at the 4 spot, so she always looking for me for the high low. I think everyone did a great job. So.
Emma, you've been being asked to do things you've never been asked to do before. Just talk about that and how that fits in kind of just with the team concept of what you guys are doing right now.
Right. We're Elzy keeps talking about, next man up, and that's kind of the mentality that we all have to have. I'm ready to fill whatever role they ask of me, and if it's the 4, last game it was the 5, so be it. I'm just ready to step into it and embrace the challenge.
Well, speaking of playing the 5, today you guys are really challenged down low and in the blocks. Talk about the trials and tribulations and the difficulties Tennessee Tech gave you in scoring in the paint down low.
Tennessee Tech was a good team. They came in and they were very confident. They worked extremely hard. It was fun playing against them. But I think everybody just trusted the work that we put in throughout day in and day out, and we got results.
Emma, talk about how scrappiness of the team kind of contributed to this victory. It was a big part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I feel like I just love about this team is I feel like when one person is playing hard, like we kind of just feed off of that. And so it was so fun to see people fly around. Like Petty got mad at me because I was trying to go get the board. But like I'm glad that Petty's mad at me because that means we're both just crashing the boards and we're both just being scrappy and trying to get it. And that's really like what we feed off of. That's what our offensive feeds off of, just being able to push the ball. And it's just really fun to be able to play, especially when all 5 of us on the floor at the same time. We're kind of on that same wavelength, and we're just playing for each other, really, yeah.
You talked about feeding off of each other and energy. There were a few collisions towards the end of the game, maybe a bit of frustration building. How did you guys keep your heads in the game?
I think it was a lot of leadership on the floor, everyone talking to each other, everyone just making the adjustments that we needed to make. Emma came and picked me up on the one free throw that I missed, just clapping and touching and being positive on the floor even when things were kind of like going the wrong way. Just continuing to play.
Can you guys try and explain what went down, late in the fourth, 1:33 to play, that resulted in both of you guys going to the free throw line?
I actually
Yeah.
don't know what
It was
happened.
a common foul and an intentional foul on 10.
Okay,
It was 10.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. They just told us to go shoot free throws, and we said, okay.
You said all right. 30 points for Malia Owens out of Scott County High School, fun fact. What made her so hard to contain today?
She's a great player, and I've played with her, I've played against her for years. She's a great player, and she has always just hunted shots. And that's something she never quits moving, and that was something that we talked about going into this game. You have to be ready to guard her because even if she doesn't have the ball, she's looking to get the ball. And so she's going to wear down any defender that guards her, and she did a great job today. She stepped up big for them, and she hit shots for them.
You guys have played quite a few games in different places outside of Memorial Coliseum this season. How would each of you describe the overall differences between a place like here and a place like Memorial that you might be used to?
I don't really see a difference. Like I actually enjoy playing here. I'm just grateful that it's people that allow us to come in and play somewhere else because we have our gym being renovated. So I don't know. I kind of just think of it like, hey, we might be on the road, but I'm starting to kind of look at this place as like another home.
Yeah, it's fun. I feel like the environment, like it's a smaller gym, and so we have fans and they're here and they're loud, and it just makes it fun. We have fans that follow, and it's great.
So you like the intimacy with the fans down
Yeah.
on top of you like that?
Yeah, I like it. Like at one time we were in the timeout and we had no idea what Coach Elzy was saying because it was so loud in there, and like that's the environment that I love.
So Memorial Coliseum, but really just a little bit too canvas for you?
I love both.
We love both. We
Yeah.
like both.
We just kind of working with what we got right now, and we've learned to love this too.
Well, I don't doubt you guys are happy with today's performance. If you could have it all over again, knowing what you know now, would you do anything differently as players?
I would say rebounded better. Just making sure they weren't flying in and grabbing some of those extra rebounds that they were.
2 wins in a row. What does momentum do for your team,
Mine personally or the team?
the team?
I don't know. I mean, it's good to have the wins, but you know, even if you lose or you win, it's always the preparation is always the same. You go back and you look, hey, we won today, but it's a lot of things that we can improve on. So it's just a constant improvement. It's not, hey, we won today, we won. So we just gotta keep our heads down and keep working.
Was
What
the
do you see
game plan
yourself-
going in to go inside?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 33, mission successful. Right?
Yeah.
The key things you feel like you guys as a team need to work on to get better?
I feel like rebounding we can always do better with, but I feel like that's with any team. But I just thought we had a few possessions here and there where we gave up second chance points, and that's where they scored a lot of their points down the stretch. I feel like too we had some unnecessary turnovers towards the beginning of the game, but I thought that once we kind of calmed down and we had a timeout, we were able to talk through that and fix that. And then third, do you have a third?
No.
I'm happy with the win. I give you two.
We have to go back and watch film. We just got done playing, so we have to go back and watch film and see. Film tells you everything.